It was after Colony 195. What are we doing? I thought there was a revolution going on. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. Sorry, I was about to say Seed for some reason. I don't know why.
Or Zeta, or... Well, I've been thinking... This show makes me think a lot about Seed, and how Seed apparently was... Well, Seed Destiny in particular was more of a remake, sort of.
Oh yeah, no, it was a redo. That's not a redo.
Yeah.
Homage. I don't know, of the original Gundam. In the same way that Gundam 00, it does the same thing for this. So, but yeah, no, maybe it's just the element that we keep comparing things to Seed all the time for no good reason either. Guess maybe recency bias.
Parallel. Yeah, true. That's true.
Either way, though, we're watching Wing. We are fastly approaching the end, considering we're today's 39? What episode are we on right now?
Episodes 38 and 39.
Right, so
we are going to record 2 episodes back to back. That's why I said 2 episodes.
Yeah. So we're 12 to 11 from the end. All right, well, let's go ahead and... Oh, actually, sorry. Before we even get into that, we made we didn't make a bet because we didn't put anything down on it, but you said 15 minutes of, what was it, conversation between the two, or just fight?
Yeah.
I think it was conversation, but I said I was going to go with fight, because I was going to give you, benefit of the doubt. And I think I said 7.5 minutes. Well, I didn't even actually count the conversation itself. I just kind of counted the scenes where they regarded each other, because for the longest time they were just talking to themselves about the other person, which is what do I count that as? So in total, we both lose. Yes. It's about 4 to 5 minutes. I'm giving a wiggle room in between, but still technically, Price is Right rules. I went over. You went 3 times over. I went 2 minutes over, but still, I went over. So I just wanted to address that first off, because I just have this note at the bottom of my notepad that's 4 to 5 minutes, and I will forget what the hell that means by the time if I wait till the end. So yeah, as always, we come back with a board. So let's go ahead and look at the board real quick, where I've technically made, 4 changes? I added the White Fang faction, which you'd think I would have added them as white, but I've already got civilians as white, and I wasn't going to change all the civilians on the board. So, White Fang is purple. I added Sadichi, connected him to Tuberov with a white line. I added Leader and connected him to Tuberov with a red line. And then I marked Tuberov as dead.
That's one hell of an explosion. I'm invincible!
Yeah, like I said. If it wasn't for the fact that Zex existed in this world, I would have gone for Tuberov as my representation. That's who I would be in that world.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I agree with all the... I mean, you put guerrillas as a faction, and they call it the Artemis Revolution.
No, so again, I think you're confused. The Artemis Revolution is White Fang.
Is White Fang?
Artemis Revolution is what White Fang is doing.
Oh.
The Guerrillas is Sally Poe's group, who calls themselves Guerrillas. Not as a name, just as an identification of what they are. So, to my knowledge, they don't even have a name.
I guess I got to change my last note. I guess I got that wrong. Talking of notes...
Well, no, I'm saying when the White Fang, again, he doesn't name himself, Leader... gives his speech about everything like that, and then they go back to the other guy who's on the base at Tuberov, Sadichi, who he left in charge. He's saying that the Artemis Revolution, and it seems to be indicated that he is in line with the guys who took Leader hostage, which would mean that he's part of White Fang. So if he's a part of White Fang and talking about the Artemis Revolution, then the Artemis Revolution is just a part of what White Fang is doing.
Yeah. So I got it wrong. I'm
not correcting you. I'm just trying to put the pieces together. I'm giving you the opportunity to correct me in case I'm wrong. No, he wasn't.
Well, they don't mention White Fang.
No,
so
they do. I'm sorry.
On the speech.
He does. Leader does in his speech. Yeah. And I'm saying that if Sadichi is tied to Leader, because Sadichi was talking about Tuberov being held captive, and they're the ones who took him captive. Like, I'm putting the pieces together and giving
No,
you
I
the
get it,
opportunity
yeah.
to point out that I'm misremembering something or whatever.
No, actually, I think I got it wrong this time around. Difficult to conceive, I know, but still it happens from time to time. So on to notes, which, by the way, I thought I skipped 2 episodes. It was like, oh, I guess I just do the last 2 episodes. I miss it. And then when I was doing it, it's like, wait a minute. Oh, this is 30. I had to cut and paste. Pretty simple. Just cut and paste and put it below everything else. But it was like, so I did make the notes.
Well, I know before you had commented that you had missed a couple episodes on a different show, I guess. I don't know.
A different show, yeah.
I know I was going back, like, am I taking notes on 35 today? Or am I taking notes on, oh, no, that was the other week.
35 is the return of Wu Fei, and we are on episodes 36 and 37.
Yeah, it was just that week that we did one of the Patreon videos instead of a second Gundam Wing reaction. So 1 week we only had to take notes on episode 35, and then after that, last week, as it were.
So on to the notes. Episode 36, the Sen Kingdoms collapse. Duo has a point. Sure, defeating your enemy should be your main goal. But without a plan to deal with the peace afterwards, you end up doing more harm than good.
I think we have mentioned that a number of times, and I always bring up Charlie Wilson's War as an example.
Yeah.
Yeah, what to do in Afghanistan, I believe.
Afghanistan, yes.
Yeah, we need to rebuild hospitals and schools and everything. No, that's not part of the plan anymore. If you do this, if you pull us out of here, they will hate us. They will resent us. And they did.
Yeah.
So a confusing point of figuring out a scene's current location. I was listening to the group at the start of episode 36 and wondering why they said that their first priority was to retake control of space, as I thought that they were concerned about Earth due to their reference to the Romefeller Foundation as the ruling class on Earth. I rolled back the video a couple of times to rehear it, and every time I did, it would start with the outside shot of the warehouse, with bright blue skies as far as the eye could see. I did it enough that I forgot that the preceding shot was of a colony out in space. My point is, when inside some of these colonies, there is nothing to give you the hint that you are in space at the moment. It could well have been that the animators originally intended this place to be on Earth, and later in editing they chose to put it out in space, attaching the show of the colony just ahead of it.
Yeah, I mean, I used to complain, I guess, that the colonies felt very claustrophobic because they had these two, they always show these two massive walls, sort of, the city ran right to the walls, right? And those walls seems like right there. So you look up and there's the ceiling, You're so used to the way it's done on Universal Century, for example, where, you have, it's kilometers of radius. So yes, you see the mirrors and the light, but you also see like the houses that are, on the other side, and you see clouds and whatnot, right? Here it's like building, wall. Well, oh wow, if you're claustrophobic, that living in a colony would not be for you, because even though there's a lot of space because you have a city inside, you still kind of feel like. But now they're showing sky and stuff like that, so I guess
again, for me, this is the one colony that's not that way. We go to Duo's colony; it's the claustrophobic thing that you're saying. We go to the colony that Quattro was about to blow up. You could see the walls in there too.
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying I think this was a shot meant for Earth, and they repurposed it for this, because infinite sky does not make any sense unless they painted the walls blue, and it's a really, I don't know, that couldn't be the case either. You would notice there'd be shadow or something.
I mean, even when Wu Fei was training, again, it was buildings and wall, and you could see the ceiling,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. This does not look like an in-colony shot, which is making me believe that they just reused a shot and then was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. We better show a colony on the outside preceding the shot to scene set.
Where we are, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's confusing to me.
A second.
Yeah, that was my note.
Yeah. I guess that retriever wasn't her dog. I hope it wasn't lost or anything.
That's probably the two kids and the mother.
Yeah. The dog comes over like, oh, how you doing? Oh, let's get out of here. The dog's like,
that's well behaved.
Like,
I think Noin is the proof that there are only two adults in this country, her and Pagan. I have to think that were there even a single other adult she could talk to, she'd go to them to discuss her frustrations with Relena's choices on what to do. Instead, she goes downstairs to talk to a 15-year-old kid. Amendum to this note, Noin is only 19. Pagan is the only adult in this country.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that Noin was 19, and that Zex is only like 20. Some of these people just feel older than what they are.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense that she's talking to Relena, who, how old Relena is?
15?
Yep, she's 15. Seems older, is just 15. So Noin is only talking to somebody 4 years younger than her. And 1 year younger than her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Or will be, I guess. At some point that's going to happen.
My next note. Reality check, Relena. Your biological father died when the Earth Alliance obliterated his kingdom while he practiced total pacifism. It wasn't until your long-lost brother liberated the kingdom from the Alliance through the use of force. That is how you became the leader of the kingdom, and now the Rockefeller Foundation is going to repeat history, and you don't want to fight? Yeah, I'm going to practice total pacifism. It's like, I mean, they get defeated anyway, but still,
I mean, I've rallied against total pacifism the entire show now, so. Super low stakes fighting the magnetic core is involved in. Just mid-fight, take your eyes off the fighting in front of you so you can scan the horizon, spot something, turn away from the fight, open your cockpit, and step outside of your mobile suit to wave at someone. It's so low energy that the enemy side actually has to call in to report that you are starting to fight back. Maybe instead of aiming for total pacifism, we should just aim for the far more realistic goal of chill battles like these.
That reminds me of another anime. I think I talked to you about it. Where there's basically these kids are fighter pilots, and because the thing is that the war is just kind of like a sport. Like, one side bombs the other and scores points, and then these guys are supposed to shoot them down.
Is this the one that you referenced in reference to when I was talking about Ace Combat 4?
Yeah. It's interesting as a sort of talk about, because you don't really realize what's going on, who they are, whatever. There's something off with them, with these pilots, right? And what's going on, and it's at the end, you're like, holy shit,
I'm sure that I probably talked about 86 right after that, because it's also one of those. I was just chuckling because it's always a fighter jet anime or something like that with you. It's like something you reference. Like I'm surprised you haven't referenced Pororoco yet or something like that.
I haven't seen the whole thing. I should see it. I think it's pretty cool. Area 88 is also one that I want to watch again.
I thought you had watched it because I know you've mentioned it before.
I watched. The thing is that there's the original, there's the remake, and there's at least one OVA, probably two, and a video game as well. So I don't think I've seen the remake though, but I saw the original.
The only things I ever saw of it was when you and me were talking about it.
That was my note, I think.
That was my note.
Oh well, then my note then. Talk about the colony. Where they are. I knew the circle was in a colony, conveniently in the same colony where Duo is, but still a colony.
Well, yeah. Again, my confusion lies in that opening shot.
Yeah.
Specifically when we were doing the reaction. Well, I guess also the element that we never saw the circus leave the Earth. So now they're just in space. That doesn't make any sense because I thought Troa was on Earth when.
Also, apparently, it rains inside the colonies too.
Well, yeah, it does. Why wouldn't it? That was a thing back in Universal Century, remember? In Origin,
yeah, but that's part of climate control, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you would need it here. Otherwise, how would you handle where all the humidity goes? Or what areas need... Yeah, everyone would be walking around with fucking nosebleeds all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Dirk Dermail, things would probably work better if you had set a completion date specifically for when this battle station thing should be completed by, so that your workers can try and set deadlines and milestones to get things done by. As it stands, it feels like he said, build it as soon as possible, and then just calls up to complain about it not being done yet. This is how you end up with shoddy craftsmanship and exhaust port weak points.
Yeah. Do it. Do what? This. What do we have? Just do it.
At this point, might as well have the Wookiees build it.
Yeah. And my last note on episode 36. And this is just something we talk about in the episode. And I stopped, watched what it was, and was like, yeah, I can see it could be one way, but I think it's the other. The station we see orbiting the moon is neither a Mir clone or an ISS clone. But to me, it looks more like an ISS, like the ISS than Mir.
Yeah, I mean, did we have that discussion off recording?
Yeah, I think. Well, you saw me some pictures of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought you had said that on recording, though.
Yeah.
No, wait, maybe. Yeah, I know I sent them to you when you were like you had gotten up to go somewhere, like bathroom or something. So
yeah,
I don't know if that was like we finished the episode, you did that, and then we came back and finished the recording, or if that was just between recordings.
I just remembered when I saw the station, like, oh yeah.
Well, I don't know. I just think of Mir a lot, I guess.
Yes, you do.
No, why not? Rome, Atlantis, and Mir. Beyond the Night of Long Knives, that was the Oz overthrow of the Alliance, the Oz invasion of the Sanka Kingdom is the second most organized offensive of the entire show, which is sad considering the Sanka Kingdom is a nation of total pacifism and like 6 rogue mobile suits. The most wasted campaign planning in the history of Oz, and time better spent for us, the viewers, refining the chaos that is the random goings-on across the rest of the show's run.
Yeah. Those defenders did put up a good fight, but in the end,
No, they didn't. They didn't put up a good fight at all.
They managed to destroy quite a bit of mobile dolls and mobile suits.
Yeah, very difficult to do when you're a main character.
Well, yeah.
I've got a future note about it. That's why I'm not, like, going on about it. I'm disagreeing now to set up the future point.
Episode 37, Hero versus Epyon. I do not have a lot of notes for this one. This is like one of the shortest notes sections I have had in so far. Hey, let's take a round in this very vulnerable transport aircraft while an unnamed MS, because we can't say the word Gundam, destroys our top-of-the-line AI mobile suits. Hero. Badges? I don't need no stinking badges.
Well, I mean, they might not call it a Gundam because they don't know it's a Gundam.
No, one of them says, it's a Gundam. It's like, we don't use that word. The Rockefeller Foundation does not admit that the Gundam exists.
Well, you know, so the element that it's the epyon.
Yeah.
It's not one of
specific Gundam.
No, the epyon's not listed as one of the Gundams to the Oz Foundation. You remember back when Lady Un was going over the specifications of all the mobile the Gundams and their specific numbers. That's why they called them out. Oh, that's Unit 05 or that's Unit 01. They have specific readouts for the Gundams. This is just some strange thing that they've never seen before.
Yeah, but the thing is, the guy goes like, "It's a Gundam."
I know your reference point is that guy, and I'm saying that guy is the weird one.
But the thing is how his commander responds. He doesn't say, well, we don't have it, we don't have a readout for it. How do you know it's a Gundam? No, it's like, we don't call it a Gundam because the Rockefeller Foundation does not admit the threat
Rockefeller Foundation?
Yeah, Rockefeller.
It's a different foundation.
Yeah.
First we defeat the Gundam, then we light the Christmas tree.
Yeah. The Rockefeller Foundation does not admit that, that the Gundams are even a threat. So it cannot be a Gundam. I'm like, so you're not saying it's not a Gundam because you don't know what it is. You're saying it's a Gundam because you literally are telling that you will not admit that it could be a Gundam because Gundams are not something you want to.
Again, this is just a one-off line, though, because no one else reinforces this thought process.
There's only 2 people there and they get killed, so I don't think there's...
No, I'm just saying that we're not going to hear this, I don't think, from anybody else. Again, Tuberov is not like, don't call them Gundams. Tuberov is like, fucking destroy them. Yeah. So... I'm just saying that this is not a thought process that precedes the scene, and I don't think it's going to be a thought process leaving the scene.
Yeah. And then they get killed, because of course they do.
I think that I was like in the middle of typing a note when that scene, all of that was happening. So like I've got nothing on the people on the plane other than I recognize that there was a scene that happened. Hero fights with the Epyon's control systems, and I'm only saying this because that's what it looks like, he could just take off the helmet and pilot it like every other mobile suit he's ever piloted before.
I guess so.
legit,
But
like you can't do that with 0-1 because apparently 0-1 just pipes it right into your face. Like Zex isn't wearing a special helmet while he's piloting 0-1. He's wearing his normal ass helmet. I guess technically he is wearing a special helmet, but not the normal special helmet. Whereas Hero seems like he's directly into it with like a helmet design. Like he's doing a Macross display, 7, Macross Plus, all of the Macross Valkyries that VR required a special helmet. Yeah. So it's like, no, you can't. If I go crazy here, I'll kill everybody. Take the helmet off and just pilot it normally. Are we saying that Hero now thinks he's not good enough to defeat people in a normal way?
Maybe. Would have surprised me.
So knowing out, I'm not gonna get into my no, they're not holding the line well note yet. That's my next note. I'll wait.
My second to last note. Dermail is a bastard, but at least he knows how the game is played. Something that Relena never understood.
Yeah, I think the last two notes that I have, which is like right after this one, lean into what I was saying during the reaction, that literally Duke Dermail is playing the best game, and it is Relena's best interests to become the queen. You disagreed with me then. I'm assuming you're still going to disagree with me.
You know, I mean, well, if she, here's the thing, if she were
I'll
more
hold
politically
that thought,
savvy.
Lessons. Hold that thought. I know you have thoughts about this, but I have like 2 paragraphs of notes about this too, so it doesn't suit me for you to, because this wasn't part of your note. Your note was about Duke Dermail, which I agree with. He's doing his best job. They've really weakened the mobile dolls. Not only can a massive line of them now not hit a solitary on-moving Taurus, but it takes like 12 or more shots for them to take out some Leos. From the weapons that are strong enough to take out colonies with a single shot. At no point did we ever get shown a reason why they got weaker, but they did, as if the show writers decided that they had made an enemy too strong and just kind of dialed them back off screen. Legitimately, it's a walking line of them across the beach, like an alien invasion scene, like out of Battlefield Los Angeles. And knowing it's just standing there, stock still, not moving, and then it pans into her face, and she's not doing any actions, and they're just pew, 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 completely missing her. And that's why I'm saying they're not doing a good job of defending the beach. They're just... This is the argument that I gave during Legend of the Galactic Heroes, where Reinhardt's brilliant tactics are they don't move and we just rush in and kill them. If they're too stupid, our success is guaranteed. That's what's happening here. They've dumbed down the mobile dolls to not being able to hit an unmoving target.
But then, I'm going to say, I said that before, like 2 or 3 episodes ago, that the mobile dolls were, one time they were extremely strong, couldn't be touched, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're getting destroyed.
Right. I'm just pointing it out again myself. And I agreed with you back then, too. I liked the mobile dolls when they were first introduced, because you couldn't dodge them. You couldn't dodge them for shit. They were instantly targeting. They were super fast reflexes. They were the best of the best. And again, this is more of now it's more of a response to they did a fairly good job of defending the country. Well, one, the mobile dolls just fucking suck now. And again, what are they doing? I mainly remember like 2 Leos getting shot. And again, 1 Leo got shot 12 times. Maybe they are still badass. Maybe these are the shots that destroy colonies, and that's the immortal Leo that Trey's had to fight in the one time.
Yeah. He sold it to the Sand Kingdom.
Yeah, they took 12 shots to take out the immortal Leo. But again, it's just annoying standing there in a Taurus, not moving, and a whole, 20 mobile dolls with, the best aiming we've ever seen, the best reaction time we've ever seen, the most powerful guns we've ever seen, can't even hit her. And that's why I'm saying it's not that they're doing a great job. They're the main characters. If we're not willing to kill them or even injure them, then legitimately we could have colony dropped on this country and they all would have survived.
And to my last note, and this is the one where I said that I was wrong, because I said, now we have a new faction, the Artemis Revolution, but it's in fact the White Fang.
I mean, it's still a new faction.
Yeah.
I mean, you really just could have cut it off. Now we have a new faction. And you would have still been right. Sorry, I was trying to think of an example in my head before I started reading my note and then just went away. the Communist Party is the faction. The October Revolution is the event.
Yes.
So the Artemis Revolution is the event. White Fang is the faction. Relena surrendering is really the only move she could make while still holding true to her beliefs. Any other path would be a betrayal of them and show the world that total pacifism doesn't work. Except, surrendering also showed the world that it didn't work. Was a lose-lose no matter what. Thankfully, the Sanka Kingdom's entire population was the daughters of foreign dignitaries. The true political cost of the fight may well be all of the upset parents that are national leaders already leaning against Romefeller, since they sent their daughters to learn a philosophy counter to Romefeller's desire after all, and pushing them over the line. Granted, that would lead to even more conflict, thus even further from Relena's ideals. Then there's the fact that Dirk de Mail is already looking to capitalize on all this political upswell before anything's even come of it. This really is a complete Romefeller victory, but really, how could it have been anything but?
I mean, yeah. I don't have anything to counter that particular concept.
Well, I
mean, she could have. Yeah, she would have been in exile anyway, so that and hunted down by.
Well, this isn't specifically regarding the Queen thing yet. I'm talking about. I know at the very end I was talking about Dirk de Mail trying to capitalize. That's my next paragraph is about that. I think that's where you're going to have argument, because he had argument during the episode itself.
I mean, here's the thing. If Relena were someone who was a guerrilla leader or someone who was willing to fight back, then yes, surrendering would have been the worst thing to do. She would have escaped. Like that. And she was like, look what the Romefeller is willing to do. People who are not attacking them or want global domination, they're even willing to attack us. Now we have to fight back. But since she can't fight back because that's a total pacifism, that's the only choice he had.
Yep. Relena becoming the figurehead of the organization, despite your disagreement, is the perfect position for her to take. It puts her in a position of opposition and absolutely no power to affect the rest of the world beyond the power of her own words, which is to say her persuasiveness and nothing else, to the representational authority of the Romefeller Foundation. Taking the spot may seem like it would make her a puppet of the organization, but would also tie her hands on the public stage to anything she would do or say. She now has the opportunity to shape the policies of the nations under the Romefeller Foundation due to the inherent power of her position, without needing any actual power. And it isn't what she wanted isn't that what she wanted from the start? The power to shape the world with words and not violence? Her battle is no longer one of sitting on the sidelines watching a war that she can do nothing about, but of being someone thrust onto the world stage, not calling out from a network of signals, but on the signal. This is what has to happen for Relena to be anywhere near right by the end of the show.
I don't think she has any power, and she won't get any power.
She has no actual power, but she has representational power. If you are... Well, it's an internal... she has the representation of power without... Sorry, my mind just wandered for a second. You've never read Incarnations of Immortality, right? It's a Piers Anthony book series. In that book series, the devil has no actual power to control hell. The power to control hell is from the belief that he has the power to control hell, which is to say, demons believe that he can destroy them with a thought. He does not have that power, but he makes them believe that he has that power, which is like the first test of becoming the devil. She has the power that the people who follow Romefeller believe her to have. Internally, Romefeller is trying to control her by putting her into this position and taking advantage of people's idealism of her. But that is a facade. And if the rest of the world doesn't know that that's a facade, then she has the representational power of Romefeller is backing me. Now, Romefeller may not be willing to do anything about anything she says, but it's how she uses that first footstep into that representation of power. Say the United States puts somebody in charge of its foreign affairs, but was like only doing so to shut them up and keep them under their thumb. what that person does and says to the world in their first opening steps of being in that position, without anybody knowing that that's what was happening behind the scenes, could shape U.S. foreign policies for the rest of time. Because it's how other people react to your words more so than your ability to do anything about them. You have the representation of being in that position without anybody knowing that you have no authority in that position. Relena has the ability to say something now that could affect how everybody views Romefeller without them knowing that Romefeller has given her any authority to do anything.
She has power.
As I said, representational power. She has the power that people believe her to have, which is actually no power at all. But if I say, if you don't give me your money, I'm going to shoot you, you may believe that I have a gun, even if I don't have a gun. You may be afraid of something.
If I do it, you have the power to get me to do what you want.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Power is the ability to do something. Doesn't matter whether you actually can. If your threat is real or not, it doesn't matter. It's
if you believe the threat is real.
Right. That's where the power lies.
Yeah, so Relena's idealism is something that can be now thrust out there beyond the ability that she had during the Senki Kingdom, because now people who may not have taken her seriously before are like, oh shit, Romefeller took her seriously. Maybe I need to listen to her. And now she has that stage to put that out there in. Like, I'm not saying that I know what she would do in this position, because I don't remember, and 2, don't know what I would do myself. But I'm saying that she now has the opportunity that she didn't have before.
Up to the point where Romefeller says, never mind, you're not useful to us, get rid of her. And that's it.
Right, which is going to cause its own stir. Did you hear what Relena said? And then, boom, they did this, and now it's like everyone's talking still. It's hard to pull back from this position. I mean,
the only thing that would happen, should happen, is that if she defies Romefeller turns her into a martyr. That's it.
I was literally just about to say, unless they assassinate her, in which case you can make it look like an outside party. But still, she got the message out there, and now you made her a martyr. So, double worse. Like I said, this is her best position here. I don't fault Dermail for bringing this to the plate.
Oh no, I mean he's being savvy about it.
Right.
That's what I said earlier.
Yeah, but I'm saying I also understand that Relena has to do this. This is her best position as well. I actually had 2 more notes after this. I didn't realize, but they're both like sentence notes. Of course, the colony-led uprising against Oz/Romefeller are a bunch of fools, as per Duo. Only the Gundam pilots get to choose the path the future will take. Civilians are clearly too dumb to make choices on their own.
Yeah, I think that's what the show is telling me. Although that's what the note I said earlier was, yeah, Duo has a point in that, okay, you guys are planning to fight. And I see what happens when you fight. Fighting is, if you have the means, it's pretty straightforward. What you do after, if you don't have an overall goal for the end of the fighting and what you do after, that's thing. The problem is that then Duo says, I'll fight on my own anyway. It's like,
well, he also has no idea if these guys have any goal. We have no idea if these guys are associated with the guys he was talking to in the warehouse before.
Yeah.
They're not wearing white armbands, so we didn't know those guys were, like, associated with them. Duo is just assuming. And it's like, what are you doing, Duo? You're running out there and fighting in your mobile suit. These guys aren't allowed to fight for their own defense. Anyone who fights who isn't a Gundam pilot is automatically wrong. I don't know. It's arrogance.
Oh, well, arrogance, and again, poor writing, because one could argue that Duo has that attitude after the very same colonies he was fighting for decided, oh, by the way, the Gundam pilots are, traitors, and we're going to side with us. And they're like, motherfuckers, we were doing this for you, and now you turn your back on us? Well, fuck you. We'll do whatever we want, right?
And now,
but again,
now
he
they've
doesn't
got it
express
forever.
it that
Don't
way.
Trust the government.
Yeah, now, they don't. Again, that's the problem. The show will tell you exactly what it wants you to think. It's just very, very clumsy about it.
And my final note. Wu Fei's list of people he won't kill, but has to eradicate, is a very confusing Venn diagram. Like, what if Noin wants to fight in space? Gotta eliminate her because she wants to fight in space, but she's a bleeding heart and a woman, so we can't kill her.
Guess you can defeat her. You tear her suit apart, but don't.
He doesn't say defeat. He says eliminate.
Yeah, well, true. That
or eradicate. He eradicates. Sorry, he says eradicate, which can't kill and eradicate, and then knowing in the middle of both Venn diagrams, it's like, oh,
yeah.
All right. Well, if that is everything, then nothing left to do but to hop on into it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Still with the same song. I guess it's in episode 40 that we do the changeover.
Yeah, well, that's why I said before, the last 10. But,
no, the last 10 would be next episode because it's 49 episodes.
Well, yeah. I said the last 10.
But no. Yeah.
To be fair, that was the qualifying part of my statement, the last 10.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I just think you're just getting thrown off by the element that you heard rhythm emotion at the end of one of the episodes.
Yeah.
Because I think you said at the time that you thought that meant that the next opening would be rhythm emotion because they're setting up for it.
Yeah.
Also, that bear's gone.
Yeah.
Well, we saw it sitting in a chair and it burned up. What, last episode or episode before last?
Yeah, that's it. When the Fall of the Sand Kingdom, yeah.
Oh, I mean, did that scene happen in the show?
Yeah. Not the one with the snow.
No, I'm talking about the one in the opening. That happened in the show. Because otherwise, they're double trying to invoke teddy bear sacrifice. Like I said before, it wouldn't be a Gundam show without a teddy bear representing lost innocence or dead children.
Yeah, dead children.
The year after Colony 195. Like,
yeah.
Has that ever come into play? The year.
Early on. Yeah.
Well, yeah, an endless waltz, sure, when it's not the same year anymore, but the entirety of this entire show is not dependent on the fact that it's after after Colony 195.
Yeah. It's almost as if we're a 1 year war.
I wouldn't know. We never said January or December at any point.
Well, if it happens in all of 1 year, this is the war of the 1 year.
Lessons. This all could have taken place in 1 month for as far as I know.
True. Yeah.
Don't worry, guy. I'll just stand here and watch. Even though I was clearly armed.
White Fang.
I think you'll find he was Chief Engineer Tuberov, not Commander Tuberov.
See, now the mobile dolls. Oh, well, that guy. I forgot the colonies have weapons of their own.
I mean, if they wanted to take out your colony, they would. Also, these are the old school mobile dolls.
Yeah, they're the Tauruses.
Notice how many shots went past those Leos, which means that the colony is just getting hit.
Here comes Wu Fei.
Is it meaningless?
I don't know what Wu Fei's now motivation is. Is he just gonna kill everyone?
Yeah.
Yep, he's gonna kill everyone.
Well, we saw that last episode. I thought the Gundams were on the colony side, and he just kills those guys too.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no one went to space at some point. Yeah.
white Taurus.
Well, all the Sank Kingdom's defenders were white Tauruses.
I mean, is it a sense of justice when you just murder everybody in you who's just there? What kind of justice is that?
Yours. Recall any of our discussions about what justice meant from Gundam Seed, and this was your sense of justice.
No, I would not call to murder everyone.
If you blamed them for what they did, then you're not murdering them. And not for nothing. You don't call it murder when it happens on the battlefield.
It depends.
Is a brand of diapers, yes.
Ah, the weak shouldn't fight. Yeah, that's consistent with Wu-Fei, yeah.
It's your guy. Like 25 episodes ago. But that's because I'm a bleeding heart, don't kill me.
Like destroying other people.
Okay, that was for nothing then.
Are now floating in space because they're all dead.
Well, there wasn't anyone to kill. Sank Kingdom had no population that wasn't from foreign countries. Sorry, Sank Kingdom, population 0, thriving tourist industry. And not once have you commented on my beret.
Are they running this business? Is that what they're doing?
Is that a strawberry beret? The kind you find in a secondhand store?
I don't know.
Was it raspberry red? Goddamn, I fucked up the print song.
Oh, you're the only one with a, well, you're the second one with has a possible, the third pilot who may have a girlfriend. So, what the hell is that?
Can we blow that up?
Yeah.
Did a long time ago. What are we talking about anymore? I thought we blew that up.
Yeah. Oh, back to the coffin colonies.
Also, what do they own anymore? Didn't the colony, like, get rid of his dad as, like, control? And that's why he threw a fit and got killed in the asteroid? I'm just going to assume one of the sisters is doing crowd control. Or, sorry, damage control on what their dad did.
Okay. Your sisters are managing it, but these people are walking with you and you were giving them instructions. So I guess.
Well, technically he's saying that they still own a corporation, so those people could still work for the corporation, where the dad was trying to take control or claim control of the entire colony. Well, unless you can have a country of population 1, then I don't think it's going to happen. You're talking to a guy who's also been fighting for the colonies.
Yeah. Oh, I guess he wants to fight so that other people don't get hurt. That's valid. They still have a right to defend themselves and fight for what they believe in.
He's saying it's valid, but it's also ironic. You can't fight so that other people don't hurt themselves because to fight means to hurt somebody.
What I mean is that he wants to fight for the colonies.
I'm not arguing your point. I'm just arguing. Not even arguing. I'm just pointing out the logical fallacy.
The semantic failure. Yeah.
Guys, I'm an agent of peace, the god of death. Troa. I know where Troa is at. Yes.
Yeah.
What a complicated castle layout.
Yeah. With Japanese curtains?
At least they're on the inside.
Yeah. Is it though? Oh wow! Of course, he's psychic too.
Somebody walked over my grave.
Is he deprogramming the Zero system?
Oh, now we can see the sky. I mean, the walls.
Yeah.
Not great marketing either that your circus is just called Circus.
Yeah.
So it's a little chuckle because that's also kind of the effect that they give certain people when they lie in Nausea. Some weird visual flash-like effect like that.
It's Catherine who was always with him.
I guess you have to tell people that, otherwise...
Yeah, it would be pretty weird.
No, I just mean if she's lying to Troa about being her brother. You can't, like, tell other people the truth. Plus, what did he ever really add to the plot to begin with? Although I would say this, he's actually misdirecting the plot more now that he's actively not doing anything, too.
Yeah, he's going to eventually be, remember who he is and go jump fight,
He has the effect that Merrick has from Yu-Gi-Oh! When the alternate personality is in his head. I know that mostly from the abridged series, but... I don't know, buddy. What do you think?
What? You cut out there. I
didn't cut out at all.
Oh.
It was after Colony 195. What are we doing? Thought there was a revolution going on. This makes about as much sense if we suddenly had a Christmas episode. Like, what are we doing right now?
I guess they're trying to get the band back together. That's the whole thing that's happening here.
Didn't look like a big shuttle from the outside. Has a whole Gundam inside of it. Wait, I'm confused. The Tauruses were next to the colony firing outwards, which would imply that this is an Oz-controlled colony. But that guy was just complaining about Oz. Only some of you. Oh, we're just all using Tauruses.
Yeah.
I don't know. Famously, people who are okay don't wind up in the fetal position. She is blind, right?
I don't know if she is. I thought
she has no irises.
Yeah.
Famously, how anime characters who are blind are drawn. Unless they just didn't know how to do gray irises with gray eyes.
Yeah.
Just know that if I get my memories back, our relationship's going to be really awkward.
Yeah. You saved my soul, Droa. Okay.
Well, remember, he sacrificed himself essentially to prove that you had gone over the line.
Yeah.
I legit cannot remember, like, the last important thing Troy did before that.
Actually, this battle has much better special effects in the explosions than we've seen in anything else. They upped the budget in this fight sequence.
Yeah, where's the rest of the damage to the colony, by the way, that caused all the stuff that caused the damage to the circus? Heavy Arms, I assume. Which, by the way, how do you lose his memory but know where Heavy Arms is? It was Hero, wasn't it?
Yep.
I feel like the implication it was her. I think that was a conversation he had with Hero when he was recovering in the tent. Not the tent, the RV. Or did she say that when she was around the campfire?
Well, I guess it will never. I mean, if he's killed.
I mean, you hear the music kicking up in the background.
Yeah. Oh, those got bigger.
I'm just not super enthused to hear the music kicking up as though I'm going to be happy Troa's back. What has Troa added to anything ever?
Oh, the idea is that they...
I think he's the first one we cut when we were talking about which Gundam pilots we could cut from the show. Also, very awkward, this. That rhythm of motion is going to be an opening, and we've just been putting it into the show right next to it. I guess never engage Rumfeller in a land war, considering how many moats we've got around our castles.
I mean, mobile suits can just jump in. There's no problem.
Probably not all of them. I, in fact, was looking up if the mobile dolls could fly, because I was confused by the fact that they were parachuting in.
Yeah, no, not the advanced ones, no.
15 and 15, by the way.
リリーナ様、そんなお顔はダメですわ。もっと優雅に微笑んでいらして。あなたは今日から世界の女王なのですから。
So somebody attached the suicide pill to her necklace.
Yeah.
Hey, we all remember this room. Trey's quit in this room.
Yep.
全世界の皆さんに申し上げます。私、リリーナ・ピースクラフトは本日をもってロームフェラ財団の代表となりました。しかしこれはロームフェラ財団のためではありません。世界の紛争をなくし、平和な時代を築くために、皆さんと共に歩いていくことのできる最善の道の第一歩であると考えています。皆さん、武器を捨て、争いをやめてください。きっと皆さんが願う未来は同じはずです。私と共にその未来へと進もうではありませんか。私はここに世界の紛争の元である国家の垣根を取り除き、地球を一つの国と考える世界国家の設立を宣言。
Famously, like the Antichrist will do. Cool.
Of course,
all the rich
ruled by
people
all
are
these
clapping.
nobles. Yeah. All the rich people get to rule the world, so they don't care about borders.
財団も考えたものだ。確かに彼女ならロームフェラに人心を吸収することができる。だが、それがロームフェラにとってリスクが大きいことに気づいていないようだな。
Oh, I'm glad they turned the lights on. I wouldn't have guessed who that was.
Yeah. The voice would not have told me, who it was.
リリーナ。
You're now my enemy again.
Yeah. Well, he did say he was going to kill her, so,
But why did the Minbari surrender at the Battle of the Line?
Battle of the Line, yeah. I was going to write a note about that in my notes, because especially Dorothy sounds very much like the shadows, like conflict and all that. But then, it's like, but that's a way to bring order, which is what the Vorlons want. So it's like, it makes sense.
I wasn't going to write a Babylon 5 note, but I was going to make a note about the fact that they said order doesn't bring peace.
Yes.
That's something they said last episode, and I was like, what?
That was something Relena said to Dorothy.
It's the entire point of bringing order is peace.
No, peace is peace, order is order.
No. If you have everything in order, then where's the fighting coming from? Fighting is chaos. Chaos is a disruption. Chaos is disorder.
But also chaos is freedom, so it necessarily means that it's
No,
destructive.
you can have ordered freedom. Order is just a semblance of how things should be in an organized, established society.
Okay, but what if you...
Hold on, we got it next time on.
反ロームフェラを掲げ独立運動を開始したコロニー側のリーダーカーンズは ゼに接触し
Now we have a name.
反乱の象徴であるガンダムと共に宇宙へ上がることを要請した。その頃宇宙ではカドルたちのシャトルが攻撃を受ける。記憶が戻らないトロアもトーラスで出撃するのであった。新機動戦機ガンダムウィング第39話トロは戦場へ帰る。
Alright, continue.
Here's the thing. You say order, but what if, for example, I want to express myself outside, not doing any violence or damaging others, but still doesn't fit the order that someone else has imposed.
Then that's not order.
It is, because you're imposing, a
Okay,
system on
okay,
everybody.
Lessons. Here's the thing. I'm going to retract the statement of freedom and order being synonymous. I don't know why I said that. I said my beginning statement was that order and peace are synonymous, which I believe to be true. You introduced freedom as an aspect of that, which is not part of the discussion until you brought it in, but it's not part of my discussion. Order is peace, because you can't have the chaos of fighting and whatnot in an ordered society. I mean, unless you're like claiming that order is the purge, which I'm not claiming. But I guess even technically, the purge is order to a different degree. We're eliminating the need for fighting from our society by one night of fighting, but
indulging in,
and then bringing order to it by having an established set of rules and everything that you can and can't do, and what time it all finishes, what time it all starts, etc. But yeah, order itself is order. If everything is ordered, then there is no chaos from which a peace to be dissolved from.
The thing is, I don't think, because order is order versus chaos.
Fighting is chaos. I mean, we can agree on that.
Yeah, but you can have chaos is more than fighting.
I think the element herein is that your disagreement with the order statement is that you are standing for freedoms and whatnot like that. And my statement isn't about freedom, but I can also agree that ultimate order would also be anti-freedom. So I'm not disagreeing with your statement that freedom is important, but I'm also saying that I'm disagreeing with the statement that order is not peace. Order is peace. Order is the ultimate peace. It's just ultimately you give up freedoms and everything to establish it.
Ultimately, you would create kind of friction, because in order to enforce the order, you would have to commit violence.
You say that. You say that from the same perspective that we disagree with total pacifism, right? You have to assume that in a world where total pacifism can exist, that those people don't exist anymore. People that would be causing the fighting and whatnot, because we all agree total pacifism. So in a world of total order, those people don't exist either. The people that are, you have to stop resisting and whatnot. So in a world of total order where we're all like fucking drones of the system, there is no chaos, there is no fighting. It is peace.
Yeah.
In the same way you have, I always bring it up and I never remember their fucking names. A couple of times I have. The Time Machine, The Far Future, LOI. Yep. The LOI. You can be dumb as fuck, ignorant pricks who are just happy as can be, don't even know the concept of fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, I guess it's still order in a kind of way. They're following the orders of,
the Grimlocks.
No, it's not Grimlocks. It starts with an M. Morlocks. They're following the order of the Morlocks, which is violence, I guess technically still order. I don't know. From their perspective, it's the order of a farmer, right? I put down the sheep. I shear the sheep, and then I put it down to make lamb or whatever.
Because every time the sirens go off. I mean,
because they treat them as livestock. My point is that the element isn't that it's violence against people; it's violence against livestock, which is just. Don't you consider that violence? When you kill the cow to harvest it for meat, you're not committing violence against the cow. You're putting it down. You use a different terminology. That's why when you're dehumanizing a subject. Yeah. When you're dehumanizing a subject, you refer to it like either insects or animals because they're so far beneath you.
But that one would argue that dehumanization is part of the cycle of violence, right?
Well, if you're a vegan, sure.
Or, in this case, these are people.
Sorry, I was laughing because my brain went wrong way. If you're a vegan or a veterinarian, wrong word.
No.
I guess technically, if you are a veterinarian, you're probably not in that vote either.
Well, you do have to put down animals sometimes, so yeah.
Yeah, but the idea is that most veterinarians, that I've heard anyway, will say they've gotten into the job because they love animals, not because they want to hurt animals, see them put down.
or harvest them or anything like that.
Yeah. So I guess technically, in a lot of cases, veterinarians and vegans would be in the same boat.
I mean, in a way, what the Rockefeller Foundation is trying to do will fail for the same reason that total pacifism would be. It's absolute order, right? A return to a establishment of a neo-feudal system where the people who are already rich remain rich and everyone else follows the rules.
I
right?
would say Rockefeller is closer to accomplishing its goals, not because they control the world. I just mean from a pragmatic point of view than total pacifism. Total pacifism, you have to change the point of view of many people across the world. To achieve total order, we already have the mobile dolls, which means that we have an intelligent form of AI. Basically, what I'm saying is that Rockefeller is closer to accomplishing the downfall of humanity from Dune.
Yeah.
Where everything is controlled by the machines and we're just like Wall-E it up around here. Which would be didn't mean to clear my throat while holding the button. Which would be itself a version of Total Order. The Wall-E future, where we're all just like fat sacks of shit. just enjoying the fuck out of our lives. It'd be the Order version of the LOI, just with robot control. And the fact that Rockefeller made the mobile dolls means that they're completely capable of subverting the rest of society with not AI control, but, enforced control through machines, which is far more doable than changing the mindset of every human being on Earth.
And then the Wi-Fi show up.
Yeah, gonna get a bad costume change for my guy down here. I'm not changing the art. I'm not a big fan of the trench coat version of Zex. This is the best version of Zex. The I belong in the British Army Zex.
Yeah, the red coat.
Yeah. Very specific British Army, of course. I don't mean like the modern British Army. That's what they look like.
Yeah. They don't wear red coats anymore. Yeah, so this was this episode, The Birth of Queen Relena.
Which barely featured the birth of Queen Relena.
I mean, one could argue that birth would be just that, but...
Yeah, but you would assume it would be just a lot more discussion with Dorothy or Duke Dermail talking about his plans of what's going to happen when he puts her on the world stage. It's just the element that it was, kind of like Wing Zero versus Epyon. As I counted, like 5 minutes of the episode.
Yeah.
Of a 20 to 24 minute episode. All right. Well, I guess if that is everything, then once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?